Hi guys, it's Stacy. Welcome to my channel, Stace Reads a Bit. I'm here with my June and July wrap-up. I decided to combine the ones because I never did a June wrap-up or a July TBR. So without further ado, these are the books that I've read. The first book is Heartburn by Nora Ephron. I've been meaning to read this book for a while. I've read a lot of her nonfiction works and I really like them. This is fiction, but it's loosely based on her life. Back in the 1970s, Nora Ephron was married to a prominent figure in Washington, D.C., and he cheated on her when she was 7 months pregnant, and the result was their marriage ending. And while this sounds like a really sad, tragic life event, she somehow writes it in a way that she's not trying to get pity, which to me, that's phenomenal. I can't imagine going through that and saying, like, I'm going to write a funny book about what happened to me. But I loved it. It's under 200 pages, so it's a really light read. You can get through it in a couple of days. So I would recommend this book if you're looking for something to take on the airplane with you or something on the beach. It's just enjoyable. It had me laughing. I recommend it. The next book I read is Calypso by David Sedaris. I think I've mentioned him on my channel before. I absolutely love him. He is one of my favorite authors. I've been to two readings and a signing where I got to listen to him read and tell stories. He's very smart, he's very funny, and he's very observant. This book is a little bit different than some of his other works in the sense that, to me, it felt there were a few more serious undertones to it. He talks a little bit more in this book about his relationship with his sister Tiffany. And Tiffany committed suicide a few years ago. And he writes about his relationship with her and how complex it was and some of the ups and downs they had, especially pertaining to her mental illness over the years and how that complicated their relationship, and even touching on some stories that make you think he may have some regrets as far as those final years with her. So I would recommend this. I loved it. I think I read it in about 2 days. The next book I read was Us Against You by Fredrik Backman. This is the second book in the Beartown series. I don't think there's going to be another one. The first book was phenomenal, and this book, it follows the same characters and where they are later on and for the next year. If you haven't read Beartown, it centers on a hockey town in the middle of nowhere where the jobs are leaving and the future of the hockey club, which is their big social tie, the future of it is in question. They don't know what's going to happen, if they're even going to have one next year. So I loved this. I love Fredrik Backman. I did read A Man Called Uva, I think last summer or the summer before, and I loved that. So even though I think this is the last one in the series, this is another author that I'll be following and probably playing catch up on with his other novels. The last book that I read was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Manson. This was recommended to me by a couple of coworkers who said it was really good, and it's not your typical self-help book. I don't know that I felt that way. I thought it was pretty typical. I mean, I did finish it for what it's worth, but I didn't think that the thought processes that he was encouraging or advocating for were really anything new or exciting. I think it just had a new fancy label on it and the word fuck in the title. It's a great marketing tool, makes you look more modern, but I just wasn't wowed by this one, so take that as you will. As you'll notice, I have 2 months of wrap up and only 4 books. I was in a little bit of a reading slump, so I looked at my Goodreads challenge and I am 6 books behind and I about had a stroke. So I'm hoping to try to get out of that reading slump. I checked out a few more books from the library that hopefully will get me back into my normal reading pattern, but I'm still going to keep making videos. I'm kind of going at a little slower pace. I was going to film this video 2 days ago, but then my dog got sprayed by a skunk. So I spent the night scrubbing her down with hydrogen peroxide and baking soda and dish soap, because apparently that's the only thing that gets rid of the smell. So not that you needed to know that, but I just felt like sharing it because I'm still a little traumatized. But thank you for watching. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of. If you disagree with one of my opinions, let me know. Let's talk about it. And I will be back with another video soon. Thanks. Bye.